Samuel.
Yes.
Want to review Deadpool? Pew. I'll take that as yes.
So Deadpool came out today.
Indeed it did.
And because I have gotten no sleep in the last 37, 38, however many hours, we're going to do something a little different this time. This is Deathstroke. We're going to do a 5-off.
Indeed.
We're going to list the 5 things we like, 5 things we hate, and the 5 things we want to change.
That works for me.
Alright. Jonathan, if you'd like to lead us in on category number 1, 5 things that you enjoyed about the movie Deadpool.
1, it showed off his serious side when I didn't think it would. 2, a lot of good jokes. A lot of them hit, not all of them, but a good majority. 3, nice inclusion of small-time characters within the series. 4, Colossus insert X-Men names here were pretty cool. And 5, origin stories well put in.
I too enjoyed Hypersonic Teenage Warhead.
Yes.
Or however it's said. Alright. My 5 things if I can stay awake. Number 1. Covered a wide range. This movie was one that could have been really good, could have been really bad, but I feel like it's the best we could have gotten to please everybody. Number 2. Friendliest little audience that we've ever sat with. And this is to the credit of the nature of the movie itself. We had just people being super friendly, guys talking to us about nerd junk, people all just rallying together ready to see Deadpool on opening night. It's cool.
Indeed.
So, positivity coming from the vibe of the movie, even before it starts. 3, I felt that the fourth wall jokes were well placed and not overbearing. 4, I feel like they spread the jokes out throughout for people who've never heard of Deadpool, for people that know it's a comedy, for hardcore comic fans. They gave an equal distribution of everything throughout. It wasn't like this chunk's for one audience, this chunk's for the other. So super consistent. 5, that little Indian cab driver was just delightful.
Yeah. Nice movie character.
Indeed. Alright, 5 things you hate, Jonathan. Go.
Alright. I said I liked how they're used in the movie, but they shouldn't have been there, the X-Men characters. 2, what'd you call it? Not a lot happened. 3, what'd you call it? Kinda long sex scene. It was kinda like, alright, we know they're banging. 4.
Should have called it a 4-off.
Yeah. I can't think 2 more things.
Cool. 5 things for me. So 3 from Jonathan, 5 from me. I'm gonna try 5. Let's see how far I get. I fall asleep. Number 1. I also agree. The X-Men characters shouldn't have been there. Number 2. They had weird suspense scenes, like Colossus being choked out. I don't particularly care about Colossus, so I don't care if he's being choked out. 3. If we let Warhead go through and take care of Francis, this movie's done in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So, OP character in minor role. 4. Not enough Hydra Bob. He's only in there for a second, but oh, that second's delightful. I love Hydra Bob.
Gosh.
And 5. This movie didn't matter for much anything. It was a quick little jaunt with Deadpool, but it didn't feel like a movie. I felt like I was just checking in on Deadpool. Felt more like a 30-minute episode of something than it did a whole cinematic experience.
I can see that.
So that's my 5. I held up 10 fingers. Alright, and finally, 5 things you want to change about the movie. Number 1.
I feel like I once again would have taken out the X-Men characters, because Deadpool's origin can be short and sweet. I would have really limited the time they spent on the origin. It's well placed, but it kind of took a long time. 3, taking out the whole romantic arc of it. Didn't need to be there. 4, Francis wasn't a good villain. Changed villain. 5, the more internet-esque jokes I would have taken out. Some of my 5th one.
1, this movie's gonna date itself horribly.
Oh, yeah.
It memes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like memes. I like them in the moment, and I like memes by themselves. Don't get me wrong, internet. But in the use of popular culture, there's no way to date your movie like Milk than making it memey.
Yeah, what you call it? Also, they referenced the Taken movies, and I was like, oh gosh, no, don't reference a movie franchise that's still not done.
So they're dating their jokes. Big mistake in movies is you lose some of your punch when decades from now kids are wanting to watch Marvel movies and they finally go to watch Deadpool and they don't get any of the jokes.
Yeah.
That being said, 2, making classic jokes was very well placed. Ferris Bueller at the end there. Spoiler, sorry. You don't know what it means. You'll know when you get there. I like those classic jokes. If we're going to do the meme thing, put in more of them. Put in classic jokes that people can either get or they're just funny by themselves. Half that audience didn't get that joke, but they're laughing anyway because they thought Deadpool came up with it.
Yeah.
3, I don't like Francis. Like you said, Francis is... His whole bit is, my name is Francis.
What's my name?
Yeah, that's the whole arc. 4, predictable as all heck. You know what? Spoiler alert there. Slapped it up. When Colossus is giving his speech to Deadpool about being a hero, you know he's going to shoot the guy.
Yeah.
You get long-winded. It's an obvious joke. I felt like you're in a R-rated movie, you can have more sophisticated plotline to go with it. But again, that's catering to full audience. I can understand how it's waiting for the big build-up. What's going to finally make Deadpool shoot the guy? What's finally going to break him for the pandering? That's great. But there are better jokes than that. 5, final one. Don't do the forward, backward, forward storytelling thing. You have no suspense in moments where your character's in danger in the past because they're telling the story in the future. And that's something that I have never liked in movies, where you go, let me tell you where this all began, go forward, back, and then you put in suspense where they're like, their life could be in danger. No, well, it's not, because they're telling the story from now. They're sitting around waiting for us to catch up to, and we don't need that. If you're going to do the story, do it linear, and that way, if you're trying to use suspense, write suspense. If you're not going for suspense, by all means, do your choppy storytelling, but if you're trying to go, oh, the character might not make it, yes, they're going to make it. There's more movie left.
What would you call it? Like that. That being said, like, if they didn't linear, I would have been bored out of my mind.
The story itself needed some work.
Yeah.
It was a fun ride. It felt like a quick ride, but as far as movie storytelling standards go, if it was anyone other than Deadpool in this movie, it would be probably really, really bomb.
Yeah.
Just the storytelling's real weak. Boy meets girl, misunderstanding, kidnapping, etc., fight, save the girl. Funny enough, a lot of it was the plot of Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I was sitting there watching, I'm like, this is Scott Pilgrim.
What would you call it? Only one evil X?
Yeah, well, it's not going to be exactly, but the same overarching story. It's something we've seen a bunch, and I feel like if Marvel's going to push for the hard R, then they need to push for a better, more complex story. I mean, yeah, they've got to pander, do their lowbrow crotch jokes and everything else, but I feel like if you're going to push the boundaries for a rating, push the boundaries of your story.
I feel like they could could have expanded the story a lot more. And he said it was a very simplistic plot. It's just, I don't know, there's not enough content in it. It's very, well, I like the pacing of it, but it was just like there's not a lot there.
I don't know. It's not a bad movie by any means. Let me get that clear now. It sounds like I hate it as much as I'm hitting hard on it, but I'm hitting hard on it because it's a movie that we've waited how many years for?
What do you call it?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been in script limbo for a while, and it's something that they've hyped up so much that I really just want it to be the best movie it can be. So I'm hard on it because I care about it.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Jonathan, rating out of 10?
I believe I said 8.
And I said, what, 7, 9 for mine?
Yeah.
So 7, 9, and 8. I'd say for me, structural problems, storytelling problems. Make something that will last with your movie. Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, it was a good ride. Yeah, but I think when the memes and jokes fade from our mind a little bit, it just won't hold up as well. It's not going to be the classic movie that you might get from our other Marvel films.
I say 8 because, again, I didn't feel the pacing was off too bad. It didn't have any draws in it. It kept like rolling with it, but it didn't do anything new, and it was very just a straightforward story.
Fair. Just my final note, just want to compare it to something that we've seen in other Marvel movies. Guardians of the Galaxy, in this very similar style of it's meant to be a fun ride. It's not something that's necessarily serious characters. It's not necessarily a complex world that they're in. But whereas Deadpool made references, Guardian of the Galaxy made references. They made jokes that are originally their own. They are things that people will reference and they'll meme these jokes, but they're the source material for it. When we go back and watch it, we won't go, wait, what are they talking about? We'll go back and we'll go, oh yeah, I forgot that line was from that movie. And while I didn't enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy as much as I did Deadpool, it's a matter of, I don't know, long-term for your film. It felt like Marvel was going more like, hey, look what we got. We got Deadpool. He's on the screen, rather than let's make a Deadpool movie.
I was gonna say like this. I think this is Fox's response to Guardians of the Galaxy, really, because it has the '80s soundtrack and what you call it, what wacky jokes. But I like overall, like if I pitted them against each other, I would say that Deadpool wins out just because, again, pacing.
That being said, gotta put it out there, Jonathan and I don't particularly care for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So don't think of it as, oh, it's the greatest Marvel movie of all time, and then this one's even better. Guardians of the Galaxy's fine, but
yeah,
I got a better soundtrack out of it than the movie. That's a different video. Jonathan, final thoughts on Deadpool?
I'm excited to see what they're gonna do in the future. I think this is a good starting point, but if they keep the same thing in the next movie, it's gonna be
Alright, final thing for the 5-off. Jonathan, while I'm doing my final words, I want you to think of one statement that sums up Deadpool in 5 words.
Alright.
So for my final thoughts on it, I feel like it needs to be one of those things that they don't rinse and repeat the story. Hopefully they make a second Deadpool movie. I could still go see it. I just want to see them use the character to its full potential. And I want them to use their writing and their storytelling to a full potential with it. Maybe do a little more with the X-Men world. I did like that they dived right in with X-Men. They didn't have to introduce a bunch of stuff. That was nice. We can see more of that, but let's see it implemented in a richer, fuller way. Okay, Jonathan, you got your statement?
Yep.
Hit me with it.
Ryan Reynolds proved me wrong.
There you go. Ryan Reynolds proved you wrong. For mine, go ahead and explain yours. I'm going to think up mine right away.
Basically, when I went into this, I was suspecting the worst. He announced it as like this is gonna be a movie that's going to appease a lot of the fans, and I was like, ha, no. But I went in and I enjoyed it. I didn't dislike it. So, well done.
Alright, very well said. My 5 words. It was fun, but Deathstroke.
Wonderful. Mwah. Oh my gosh.
So that's it for our thoughts on Deadpool. Let us know down below, or up above, or wherever YouTube ends up putting comments by the time you're watching this. We don't want to date ourselves. Put comments wherever they may be, and let us know what you thought of Deadpool, if you saw it in theaters, if you're watching it on Blu-ray, if you're seeing it on Netflix, wherever it ends up. We'd love to hear about it. Let us know what you liked, what you didn't. Give us your list of 5. Tell us why we're wrong. Let's get a conversation going. That'll be fun. Jonathan, it's been a pleasure, but I've been up for almost 2 days.
I'm also tired.
I need to sleep.
Like the Facebook.
Well, yes, Jonathan, we do have something about geek stuff on a hat. It's not for sale. It's just I made a hat.
Oh my gosh. It may be in the future. I don't know.
Or the present, depending on when you're watching this.
Yeah.
Again, don't want to date ourselves.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe to Something About Geek Stuff for all your nerdy needs. I've gotten very good at reciting this line. I like the Flash. Good night.
Later. Oh yeah, totally forgot. The Stanley cameo scene was kind of like flaccid. For what they hyped it up as, meh, it wasn't the greatest Stanley cameo. And for my fifth thing I disliked, I'm gonna say, what was the little sound that kept on happening when Deadpool had an intense moment? Was that Beat It? I think it was Beat It. But I didn't like that. There you go. There's my other 2 things.
I didn't have a Marvel costume for a teaser of a new hero.
Alright. Woogity woogity!
Yeah!
Nice!